It was Halloween night in the small town of Ravensbrook, Massachusetts, a place that looked ordinary during the day, but when the sun went down, the shadows had stories of their own. Every house was decorated with fake cobwebs, plastic skeletons, and carved pumpkins that flickered orange light into the misty streets. Children ran from door to door shouting, "Trick or treat," while parents smiled from the sidewalks. But one house, at the end of Hollow Creek Road, remained dark. Its porch light never came on, and the old wooden gate creaked in the cold wind. That was the house of the late Mr. Holloway, who died exactly 10 years ago, on Halloween night. Some say he never really left. Lena, a 17-year-old girl dressed as a witch, walked down the road with her friends, Tom, Ava, and Ryan. They were laughing, teasing, taking selfies, their candy bags half full. "Let's hit one more house before we head back," Ryan said, pointing toward the end of the street. Ava frowned. "No way, that's the Holloway place." Tom smirked. "Come on, it's just a house." Lena rolled her eyes, pretending to be brave. "What's the worst that can happen? We say trick or treat and get some dusty candy." "Ha ha." The others hesitated, but eventually followed her. As they reached the gate, the air turned colder. The sound of kids laughing in the distance faded, like someone turned the world's volume down. The pumpkins on the other lawns stopped flickering, every single one of them. Lena felt the air tighten in her chest. "Guys," she whispered, "do you feel that?" Tom forced a laugh. "Just the Halloween vibe. Chill." The gate opened on its own, slow, rusty, screeching like something alive. They walked in, flashlights trembling. The house loomed over them, its windows black, as if the night itself had crawled inside. "Trick or treat," Lena called softly. No answer. Then, from inside the house, a faint creaking sound. Footsteps. "Hello?" she called again. "Treat!" Ava gasped. "Did you hear that?" Ryan nodded, pale. "Let's go, guys. This isn't funny anymore." But Tom grinned. "It's probably some neighbor messing with us." He stepped onto the porch, the wood groaning under his feet. He knocked on the door. "Trick or treat," he shouted playfully. The door creaked open, just a little, enough for the candlelight inside to flicker through. "Come in." Lena's heart skipped a beat. "Tom, don't." But he was already pushing the door open. Inside, the air smelled of rot and burnt wax. The living room was filled with jack-o'-lanterns, dozens of them, carved into twisted faces that all seemed to stare at the door. The candles inside them flickered red instead of orange. On the mantel, a single photo frame showed Mr. Holloway, a tall man with cold eyes, standing with a little boy. The date on the frame read, October 31st, 2013, the same night he died. Ryan whispered, "This place is freaking cursed." Ava clutched his arm. "Let's go." But Lena, she couldn't move. Her eyes were fixed on the corner of the room, where a small, pale boy stood in the shadows, holding a pumpkin bucket. "Trick or treat," he said softly. Tom laughed nervously. "Nice costume, kid. You scared the hell out of us." He reached into his candy bag and dropped a few chocolates into the boy's bucket. The boy looked down at them, then back up, smiling slowly. But his teeth were black, his eyes empty. The boy whispered again, but this time his voice sounded like a chorus, deep, layered, unnatural. "Your turn now." Suddenly the candles blew out. The room fell into pitch black. Ava screamed. Ryan turned his phone flashlight on, and the boy was gone. Only the photo on the wall was different now. Mr. Holloway stood alone, and in the corner of the frame, barely visible, was a shadow of 4 teenagers. Lena's breath shook. That wasn't there before. Tom swallowed hard. "Okay, time to go." They turned for the door, but the hallway stretched longer than before. The front door seemed miles away. Every step echoed twice, once from their feet, and once from something else, following. Ryan broke into a run, grabbing Ava's hand. "Come on!" But when they reached the door, it wouldn't open. No matter how hard they pulled, it stayed locked. The whispering began again, circling them. "Trick or treat. Trick or treat." The voices grew louder, overlapping, children laughing and crying at the same time. Lena turned and saw Tom standing still, staring at one of the jack-o'-lanterns. "Tom," she whispered. His face was pale. The pumpkin's carved mouth moved, not flickering, actually moving. It whispered his name. "Tom, stay." And then, before anyone could react, the pumpkin's candle flared bright red. Tom screamed, clutching his head, and then he was gone. Just gone. "One down," Ava sobbed. "What's happening? Where's Tom?" Ryan kicked the door again. "Let us out!" But the door finally opened, not to the street, to the basement stairs. Cold air rushed up, smelling of damp earth and ashes. From below came a faint voice. "Come play." Lena's hands shook. "No, no way." But the door behind them slammed shut, forcing them forward. The three of them stumbled down the stairs. The basement was filled with pumpkins, hundreds of them, all carved with faces of screaming children. The walls were covered in black handprints. In the middle of the room stood a single large pumpkin, shaped almost like a head, with something dripping from its mouth, thick and dark. Ryan lifted his phone flashlight and froze. The pumpkin wasn't carved. It was grown that way, twisted around something inside. "It's a face," he said softly. "There's a real face inside it." The air turned heavy. A deep voice echoed from everywhere. "You came for treats. Now give yours." The ground trembled. Pumpkins began to crack open, one by one, each revealing a rotted doll, a skull, a child's mask. Ava screamed, running toward the stairs, but a cold hand grabbed her ankle. She fell hard, screaming, kicking, but the hand pulled her into the dirt floor as if it were water. "Stay, forever." Ryan grabbed Lena and dragged her up the stairs, both crying now. When they reached the door, Lena slammed it behind them, gasping for air. They were back in the living room. The photo on the wall now showed three people: Mr. Holloway, the boy, and Tom, smiling lifelessly. Ryan lost it. "We have to get out now!" He ran for the window and smashed it with a chair. The glass shattered, but behind it wasn't the street. It was the same room, the same pumpkins, the same faces. They had broken into another version of the same place. "Welcome back." Ryan turned, shaking. "We're trapped. We're dead. We're..." The lights went out. Lena heard a thud. She called his name. "Ryan? Ryan, where are you?" No answer, only breathing, right behind her. "Your turn now." Lena turned slowly and saw the boy again. He was holding her candy bag. Inside, instead of candies, were teeth. Her teeth. She screamed, backing away. "What do you want?" she cried. The boy smiled. "A story. A Halloween story." He raised his hand, pointing to her chest. "Yours." The house began to shake. The walls cracked open, whispering thousands of voices. "Trick or treat! Trick or treat!" Lena fell to her knees, crying, screaming, until everything went black. The next morning, the police found the Holloway house empty. No signs of struggle, just candy bags on the porch, 3 of them, and a 4th, freshly placed, with the name Lena carved into the handle. The local paper ran the story as an urban legend, the last trick-or-treaters of Hollow Creek Road. Some said they just ran away, some said they got lost. But every Halloween night, neighbors swear they still see 4 silhouettes at the gate, knocking, whispering, asking softly, trick, or rethink, or treat. Thanks for watching. If you like this story, subscribe before the next Halloween night, because the Holloway house still waits for its next visitor. Maybe you'll be the one who knocks. Happy Halloween.